Morning, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone is having a nice Monday morning, dealing with, again, a bit of a mess to start the week as another round of snow is impacting the area, including here in the capital city. Seems, again, we kind of built up all winter long without really having any winter, and we're just kind of letting it all happen all at once here over the last week or so. And again, with even more rounds of snow expected as we head into the day tomorrow. So, again, things pretty messy out there. Again, roads, again, snow-covered. Again, they're passable. It is fairly light snow, but again, after going with no snow for really the entire winter, we sure have piled it up pretty quickly over the past week or so. So again, we'll go through what we can expect as we head through the rest of the day today, rest of the week this week. As again, it's going to be a lot to talk about for us as we head over the next several days. I want to start with, though, again, live look at roads here in the capital city. Again, with the rounds of snow that we've seen over the course of the last several days. Again, I know LTU has been out. They've been putting down material, and they've been working on plowing the roads. And again, for the most part, I think the roads are okay. But again, I just want to take it slow. Give yourself extra time as you head out the door early this morning. Again, here's a look at 27th and Cornhusker. Again, you can see for the most part, roads have been cleared. Again, there's still snow on the roads, though. There's still slush out there on the roads. You do have to take it slow. And again, give yourself some extra time. Give yourself some extra stopping distance. But again, all things considered, I think we've seen roads that are a lot worse than this. So again, the roads are in an okay shape this morning here across the Lincoln Metro. This is a live look at 84th and O Street. Again, right now, you can see those clearly defined lanes that you can kind of keep your vehicle in, and you can get through okay. Again, you just got to make sure you give yourself a little bit of extra time. Residential streets, again, those are a little bit more snow covered, maybe a little bit more difficult. But again, I think the main arterials aren't terrible this morning. I think it does help that, again, there is school out this morning, so again, maybe not quite as many vehicles out on the road out there. So again, that helps a little bit to keep some of the traffic off the road there. 27th and Nebraska Parkway. Again, you can see traffic moving okay there, but again, just give yourself extra time. Just take it slow this morning. Again, it's a bad morning to kind of get your vehicle stuck. Again, not only do we have snow that's falling, but it is brutally cold out there this morning, and unfortunately, that's not going to change for us over the next couple days. If you look at road conditions across the state, again, you can see a good chunk of the area has completely covered roads with snowfall. Some there spots there in the northeast as well as the southwest, partially covered or just clear. Again, kind of just a stripe of snow kind of diagonally across the state from out in the Panhandle through southeastern Nebraska, where we're expecting to see some of the heavier snow as a lot of it's already fallen, but as we head through the remainder of the morning and into the afternoon. So again, just give yourself some extra time as you're out the door this morning. Excuse me. Some snowfall reports that we have into the newsroom thus far. And again, there's not a ton. Again, it is early Monday. And again, some folks are off for President's Day. Some schools are out. So not a ton of snowfall reports into the newsroom just yet. Although it looks like I'm just looking at the updated list here on my computer. And we do have a report of 6 inches of snow now near Norfolk in Madison County. 3.5 inches of snow out in Scottsbluff near West Point in Cumming County. 3 inches of snow. Fremont reporting 2.5 inches of snow here at the 1011 studios. I measured about 2 inches of snow when I came in the door. That was a little over an hour ago. So I think, again, looking at it, with how light and fluffy the snow is, probably put it closer to 3 inches now at this point here at the 1011 studios at 40th and Vine. Grand Island Airport, as of early this morning, as of about 6 or 7 a.m. this morning, had a little over an inch, right at an inch at the Hastings Weather Office. Again, that was as of early this morning. There was a report from 4 West Northwest Lincoln, and again, that would likely be the Lincoln Airport. That was as of 5:30 this morning, 1 inch of snow. So again, that was still several hours ago. Snow is very light and fluffy. Again, piles up pretty quickly. We'll make sure to have updated lists of snowfall reports, again, on 1011's platforms on air and online as we head through the morning. So, again, just make sure you check back on those. But, again, not a ton of them into the newsroom just yet, but we are seeing some of them begin to trickle in a little bit more over the course of the last 30 to 45 minutes or so. And again, the big one right now is in Madison County near Norfolk. 6 inches of new snow reported there. So winter weather advisories are in place across a good chunk of the state. These, for most areas, go through 6 p.m. this evening. This is round one of snow. And then we're going to look at snow coming to an end as we head into this afternoon, into this evening. And then into the day tomorrow, another round of snow heads our way, and we have more winter weather advisories that are in place for that second round of snow. And again, that runs through 6 p.m. Tuesday. You'll notice, again, northeastern Nebraska into east central sections of the state, Lincoln and Omaha, not included in that second winter weather advisory for the day tomorrow. Again, that could certainly change, so again, make sure you keep it tuned for the latest forecast details. Still looking at the potential for at least maybe another couple inches of accumulating snow with that second round as we head into the day tomorrow. And into tomorrow evening. So again, winter weather advisories for the day today. Winter weather advisories in place again for the day tomorrow. Several rounds of snow are going to be possible. If you look at additional snowfall potential in Lincoln, this is over the course of the next 48 hours. So again, covers the rest of today and covers the entirety of tomorrow. We are looking at the potential for another couple inches of snowfall here in Lincoln with what we already have on the ground. I think we're going to be looking at, again, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of snow, new snow here in the capital city. If you look at this current satellite and radar picture, again, we have areas of, it's called light to moderate snow across much of the eastern sections of the state, stretching from out near Grand Island and Hastings, again, up towards Norfolk and Columbus, Omaha, Lincoln, and into southeastern Nebraska. I think the snow is going to continue to kind of just slide to the east as we head over the course of the rest of the morning. So again, here in Lincoln, I still think we have at least another maybe a couple hours of some at least light snow to go as we head through this morning. Same can be said again for areas like Columbus, Omaha, Nebraska City, Falls City. So again, through the morning, I think we're going to be dealing with this. I think snow kind of tapers off as we head late morning into the afternoon hours, and that will kind of close the book on round 1 of snow before round 2 begins to head our way tonight and then into the day on Tuesday. So if you check out Skycast, again, I don't think our in-house model is doing a super great job right now in terms of real-world conditions. Again, you can see this is 10 a.m. really doesn't have much of anything for eastern Nebraska, and that's really not what we're seeing in the real world. So again, that's kind of adding some difficulty to this entire situation. But if you look at Skycast, again, the general trend is that snow is going to, I think, taper off as we head into this afternoon. But then again, another round of snow kind of begins to head our way as we head tonight and then into the day on your Tuesday. And again, another couple inches of snow. More winter weather advisories are out for that next round as we head into the day on Tuesday. Again, scattered snow showers expected across the state to go along with those brutally cold conditions. So total snowfall potential between, again, today and I think for the day tomorrow. Again, here in Lincoln, I think 2 to 4 kind of for the northern half of the county, even higher amounts as you head to the southern half of the county, 4 to 6 inches. Again, so 2 to 6 is basically what we're saying across Lancaster County, including really here in Lincoln. And again, I think we're already pretty safely on the eclipse the low end of that already with the snow that's currently on the ground out there. But again, this is going to be snow today and snow tomorrow. So again, fairly light, fairly fluffy snow. So again, it doesn't take too much for it to pile up pretty quickly. And again, it does get blown around pretty good by the wind. There's not a ton of wind out there, but there is at least a little bit. So again, that at times can make it difficult to measure. So again, regardless, with the start to winter that we had and now what we've seen over the last week, again, things are getting pretty busy out there. And again, the snow drifts from what we've already shoveled and snowblowed, again, are piling up pretty quickly out there. So once we're done looking at snow, we're looking at just brutally cold conditions for us as we had really through the entire work week this week. These are the advisories and warnings for tonight. Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska under a cold weather advisory tonight into early Tuesday morning. We're going to be looking at wind chills 20, 25 degrees below zero. Really, the rest of the state covered with an extreme cold warning, where we're going to be looking at wind chills as cold as 30 degrees below zero, possible at times tonight and into Tuesday morning. I will say, again, cold weather advisory, extreme cold warning. Again, these are replacing what we used to know as wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings. And again, we're really kind of splitting some hairs trying to separate wind chill or a cold weather advisory and extreme cold warning with as cold as things are going to be tonight into the day tomorrow. So it's going to get a little confusing. Again, I know the Weather Service did this to try and simplify some of the messaging, but again, sometimes it can still get a little bit muddled. So these are the advisories and warnings that are out for tonight. If we fast forward and then look at tomorrow through the rest of the week, we then have extreme cold watches for eastern Nebraska, including Lincoln, Omaha, Columbus, Norfolk, Beatrice, Falls City, Nebraska City. Those are under effect, and we'll eventually switch over to extreme cold warnings from noon Tuesday to noon Thursday, and then you still have the rest of the state, most of Kansas, under extreme cold warnings for basically that same time. So again, it is going to be brutally cold basically through the entire week is really going to be the story. So again, it's going to be a good week to basically spend as much time indoors as you can. If you do have to be outside, especially late at night, early in the morning when we're expecting the coldest conditions, please exercise some caution, limit your time outside, make sure you're bundled up and wearing the appropriate clothing, keeping as much skin covered as you can. So if we look at future feels like temperatures, wind chills by this afternoon, again, between about 10 and 20 degrees below zero across much of the 10-11 coverage area. So again, brutally cold out there by this afternoon. As you fast forward then into Tuesday morning, again, by Tuesday early morning, we're looking at wind chills between about 20 to 30 degrees below zero across much of the coverage area. So again, brutally cold into Tuesday morning. And again, it's not going to get a whole lot better really through the entire week. By Tuesday afternoon time frame, again, where we're likely going to be dealing with, again, more areas of scattered snow across the area, cloudy, cold conditions. Feels like temperature is going to be right around 20 below across much of the state by Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. You go into Wednesday morning, again, maybe not quite as cold, but we're still looking at wind chills between about 15 and 25 degrees below zero across much of the area. Wednesday afternoon, wind chills between about 10 and 20 degrees below zero for the eastern half of the state. Maybe not quite as cold in the west. And then I think, again, one of our coldest periods will come as we head into Thursday morning. And wind chills 25 to maybe 35 degrees below zero are going to be possible into Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, we might climb back above zero in Lincoln and southeastern Nebraska for a feels like temperature, but we'd be one of just a few who could do that Thursday afternoon. And then into Friday morning, again, it's 10 to 20 degrees below zero. Finally, by Friday afternoon, and thankfully into the upcoming weekend, we will see temperatures begin to finally moderate for us just a little bit. Again, by Friday afternoon, finally climbing back kind of out of the cellar and getting back above zero for us for actual air temperatures. So again, brutally cold for us through much of the upcoming work week. As far as our low temperatures this morning, again, these are actually pretty warm compared to the numbers that we'll be seeing at times this week. Low temperatures this morning between about 5 above and 5 below for a lot of the state. As cold as 9 below in Wayne, 6 below in O'Neill, 5 below in Valentine this morning across the Lincoln metro. Low temperatures between about 0 and 5 to start our Monday. Again, with those areas of snow. If you look at Skyview cameras right now across the state, again, fresh snow. Again, on the ground across much of the area. Again, it looks like we might have lost the Lincoln camera there. But right now in the capital city, 5 at the airport, 5 here at the 1011 studios. Feels like 13 degrees below zero, and we factor in that northeast wind at around 15 miles an hour. Visibility is at 1.75 miles. Temperatures right now across the Lincoln metro, again, around 5 degrees, give or take a degree here or there. So again, brutally cold out there this morning. Actual air temperatures across the state, single digits, both above and below zero. Winds are generally out of the north and east at around 8 to 18 miles an hour, and again, enough that, again, sending wind chills between about 10, 20, 25 degrees below zero early this morning. So again, if you're out, if you have to be out, make sure you bundle up. It is brutally cold out there. Satellite radar picture, again, still shows areas of light to moderate snow across the eastern sections of the state, again, including in Lincoln. Omaha metros, again, that I-80 stretch between Lincoln and Omaha, again, could be a bit on the tough side right now. So again, if you're going to be out and about, especially in eastern Nebraska, make sure you give yourself extra time. Again, take it slow. If you zoom out, look at a regional view right now, really the only thing that's going on is this band of snow that's across, again, eastern Nebraska into parts of southwestern Iowa, northwestern Missouri. If you zoom out, look at a national view, again, right now, the big storm is kind of right here across the middle parts of the country. Certainly, though, it doesn't look that way when you look at the, again, weather alerts that we currently have on the board across the country, because there are a lot. Again, we have the cold weather advisories, extreme cold warnings, extreme cold watches all the way down into parts of central Texas. You have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings in place for a round of snow today, and our next round tomorrow. You have a number of winter alerts. You have a number of wind alerts. Then as you head across parts of New England, you have a number of flood warnings that are still in place across the parts of the Arklatex region up into Kentucky. Again, they had a tremendous amount of rain over the weekend. Again, unfortunately, did lead to some loss of life in Kentucky with the amount of rain that they had. So there is a lot going on right now weather-wise across much of the United States, again, including right here at home across the middle parts of the country. So if we take a look at Skycast through the day today, areas of snow are expected to continue through the morning, should eventually taper off at least a little bit, or at least become a little bit more scattered. But then that next round of snow is going to head our way tonight, and as we head into the day on Tuesday, again, another round of winter weather advisories are in place for that second round. Does look like heavier snow with that second round is going to be down to our south across parts of Kansas and to Missouri, where they do have winter storm warnings that are currently in place. Tuesday into Wednesday, I think any snow shower should wrap up, and then we should be looking at generally dry conditions as we head really through the rest of the week. Skies eventually becoming mostly sunny as we head into Wednesday afternoon, into Wednesday evening, but again, it will be brutally cold. So if we zoom in, take a closer look, again, look for that snow to continue. Again, say it again, not a huge fan of what our in-house model right now is showing for that snowfall potential as we head over the next 24 hours. But again, I think snow chances go down a little bit this evening before they kind of go back up at least a little bit as we head into the day on Tuesday with that second round of snow. Again, Lincoln, Lancaster County, Omaha, East Central, Northeastern Nebraska, not included in that second winter weather advisory that's in place for the day tomorrow. And snow showers will end as we head into Tuesday evening. And then as we head into the day on Wednesday, you kind of start in the day cloudy and cold conditions, but I think eventually cloud cover does clear out as we head Wednesday afternoon and then into your Wednesday evening. As far as actual air temperatures are concerned, again, keep in mind it's going to feel a lot colder than this as we head through the next several days, but actual air temperatures, again, are going to be in the single digits for the day today, likely not climbing above zero for parts of northern Nebraska. Here in Lincoln, we're going to try and shoot for 9 degrees for a high temperature today, 5 in Grand Island, 7 in North Platte. Low temperatures tonight, actual air temperatures, and again, keep in mind it's going to feel much colder than this, but actual air temperatures between about 5 and 15 degrees below zero across the area. Here in Lincoln, we're going to say around 10 below for a low into Tuesday morning, 12 below in Grand Island, 16 below in Valentine. High temperatures on Tuesday, right around zero for most of the coverage area. Again, here in Lincoln, that's what we're going to shoot for, is zero for the day on Tuesday. 1 below in York and Grand Island, 2 below in Broken Bow, 3 below in Thedford, 4 below in O'Neill and Valentine. So again, brutally cold for temperatures on Tuesday. Low temperatures into Wednesday morning. Again, between about 5 to 15 degrees below zero across much of the area, but as cold as maybe 20 degrees below zero for some spots in north central and northwestern Nebraska. High temperatures Wednesday afternoon, again, staying in the single digits, maybe a few degrees just above zero. And then our coldest period in terms of actual air temperatures will come in as Thursday morning, when low temperatures Thursday morning are going to be between about 15 and 25 degrees below zero. So again, that is dangerously cold, and again, prolonged exposure to those temperatures could lead to frostbite and hypothermia in really just a matter of minutes. So again, that is a life-threatening cold right there into Thursday morning. And again, those feels-like temperatures will be even colder across the area. Again, as cold as 30 to maybe 35 degrees below zero at times. Things begin to rebound, or at least start to rebound a little bit Thursday afternoon. We're still stuck in the single digits for eastern Nebraska, but teens and even 20s as you head in the west. Friday morning, again, it is brutally cold, but again, we're trending in the right direction at least, between about 0 and 10 below for the eastern half of the state. And then Friday afternoon, we're finally back upper teens to upper 20s with some 30s in the west, and things actually do warm up quite a bit from there. Mid-30s on Saturday, and then we're looking at the potential for low to mid-40s for the day on Sunday. So, again, a really brutal first 5 days of this forecast period. Again, high temperatures not cracking the double digits until Friday. Low temperatures between about 8 to 20 degrees below zero. Wind chills as cold as about 25 to 30 degrees below zero. So a really just brutal stretch of weather for us as we head over the next 5 days. If you look at the 10-day forecast, this is, again, it says nighttime wind chill forecast, but again, this would likely be the early morning potential wind chills. Again, you can see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, we're 20, 25, 30, and close to even to 35 degrees below zero at times being possible. Won't be that way the entire morning, but again, at times, it could get as cold as these numbers, and then things get better for that second half of the forecast period. The 10-day high temperature forecast, looked next week, we could be looking at 50s and even 60s heading our way next week as we get ready to kind of round out February. So again, if we can make it through the next 4 or 5 days, there is some relief in sight. But again, the next 4 or 5 days are going to be pretty brutal. Again, you're going to want to throw extra blankets on the bed. You're going to have three dog nights almost every night over the course of the next 5 or so days. In terms of precip chances, again, they will be highest today and tomorrow. But then, again, Wednesday, things look like they dry out just a little bit. And then for Lincoln especially, it looks like generally dry weather then is expected as we head through the second half of the week, into the weekend, and even into early next week. And again, this is a welcome sight, especially with what we'll be dealing with, the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, which again does take us into early March, which again we saw reflected there in that 10-day forecast. Again, has pretty good odds of above average temperatures across the state and across much of the area. So that is the good news there. Again, there is some warmer weather in the forecast, but we got to get through some pretty brutally cold conditions first, really, before we get there. So really quickly, want to go back to the very beginning here. If anyone's just popping on or jumping in, want to look at Lincoln roads and roads across the state, as well as some of the snowfall reports that we currently have. Again, this is right now streets in Lincoln from traffic cameras from Lincoln Transportation Utility. Here, pop it up and make it a little bit bigger here. 70th and O Street. Again, you can see there are roads are passable. They're not super great by any means, but again, you just give yourself a little extra time. Take it slow. Give yourself extra stopping distance, and I think things, generally speaking, should be okay. But those main arterials right now aren't too bad. There's a look at 9th and N Street. Maybe doesn't look quite as great there in the downtown area. Residential streets, again, are going to be a little worse off, as again, the crews are continuing to focus on the main arterials. Right now, 56th and O Street. Again, you can see there are some lanes, there are some grooves that you can drive in that should make things just a little bit easier. 84th and Cornhusker, this looks like it might be a little slippery, not quite as clear there that there's again, great surfaces to drive on. But again, just take it slow. Give yourself extra time. Right now, roads across Nebraska, again, for a lot of areas, partially to completely covered with snowfall, as areas of light to maybe moderate snow continue to fall. And again, very light, fluffy snow too. So again, it will pile up pretty quickly. Again, snowfall reports that we have into the newsroom thus far, and I'll have to update this list. I put it together about an hour ago. But again, the biggest report we had was about 3 to 3.5 inches, again, near West Point and then out in the Panhandle. But again, since I made this list, we've had a report of 6 inches 2 miles west of Norfolk in Madison County, 4.2 inches 1 mile southeast of Schuyler in Colfax County, 3.5 inches near Bennington in Douglas County. Again, here at the 1011 studios, it's about 2 inches. That was early this morning. It's again probably closer to 3 inches now at this point. So winter weather advisories in place through the day today through 6 p.m. tonight for a good chunk of the coverage area. Winter weather advisories in place again for the day tomorrow. Excuse me, as another round of snow is expected tomorrow into tomorrow evening. Lincoln not included in that second round, not included in that winter weather advisory, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then we're also then going to be dealing with the cold. Again, we have cold weather advisories, extreme cold warnings that are in place tonight into Tuesday morning across the state. You can see that map here. And then as we head tomorrow, really through the rest of the week, we're going to have extreme cold warnings that are in place across the area. So again, rounds of snow tonight into the day tomorrow, and then rounds of cold expected as we head really through Friday morning and even into Friday afternoon. We don't really see the warmer weather return, or I should say just really milder maybe. But until the weekend. But then once we do see it return again, we could see 40s and 50s, maybe even some 60s across parts of the state next week. So again, snowfall potential with the multiple rounds of snow tonight and tomorrow in Lincoln. We're kind of again right on the edge of that 2 to 4, 4 to 6. So again, we'll call it 2 to 6 across Lancaster County. And again, I certainly think we're already probably about halfway there. Again, I measured about 2 to 3 inches of snow at my house this morning, and again, probably close to 3 inches so far here at the 1011 studios at 40th and Vine. So again, make sure you keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online throughout the day. Today I'll continue to update you on the winter weather, on the snowfall reports, on the brutally cold conditions expected as we head through the upcoming week. So hope everyone stays warm out there. Again, if you can, I know some schools are out for President's Day. Some folks have the day off from work. Again, this will be a great day to just spend inside and not have to go outside. Still going to be dealing with some snow here in Lincoln, I think, for another couple hours. So again, if you can maybe put off getting the snowblower out, but again, there's not going to be a great time to get the snowblower out with how cold it's going to be over the next several days. So just everyone try and stay warm. Take it slow out there on the roads. Again, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online. We'll keep you updated with the latest information. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Hope everyone stays warm. Hope everyone stays safe. We'll talk to you next time.